too. Well, time is running out, and these aliens know it. The Earth needs to reboot in the form of a rollover. That's why the magnetic field is decreasing, and that could bring in serious problems with ultraviolet light coming through. Even though I just read that the ozone layer is being replenished, it doesn't help that our magnetic field needs to be reversed. It's overdue. And these aliens don't want us to die. I don't think everybody's going to make it, though, because some people are trained at birth on who to hate. And this is who you're going to kill when you grow up. And I hate to say it, but whoever lives by the sword is going to perish by the sword. Now is the time to give up and follow the rules that every planet has been given. We've got 10 commands. Those aren't suggestions. And if you're killing somebody, it doesn't matter if you're a jihadist for your cause or a grandmother who believes in the death penalty. What you seek for others, you're going to find for yourself. That's why every face belongs to God. And we need to remember that. People on the street who are homeless, that's God peering out from you. Each one of us has the spark of the divine.
Well,
that's why we were created in the first place.
Well, I think we're going to go for living hell, shortly. And what I really, I think back about my friend Art Bell, who wrote...
Some people already have in California, Gary.
Yeah, they're going for it now.
Right in their cars.
Yeah, and houses.
Yes.
And their houses.
And houses.
Yeah, it's and the air quality right now around around especially San Francisco is like really bad. So if you got health issues, people could be perishing this from that because the air quality is so bad. So if you have asthma really bad, it's going to really affect you. And
yes, I agree. Sorry to interrupt, but I had to put out a big heartfelt to these people who are fleeing from such devastating circumstances that they are traveling hundreds and thousands of miles to escape what may be sure death, this caravan that's coming to America. And, America is made up of immigrants. We need these people. We need them working, and employers need them. We just need to vet them and get them over here. My heart goes out to them. I'm so lucky to live in this free world that I spend every day of my freedom and my retirement doing what I can. And that's why I thank you, Mr. Anderson, for giving me this opportunity to express my thoughts and share my story with your viewers and fans. And I hope that actually spreads to more people, because this is a great live telecast you have here. And I know I appreciate it when I listen to your interviews. So anyway, that's the whole thing. I think there's good aliens out there, Gary, and they want us to survive. And they trump any bad UFOs or aliens, including the reptilians, who may not be as generous with their love and affection as these grays who apparently tuck their abductees back into bed after taking their eggs.
yeah, without a permission. Coming
Yeah,
up,
well, that's a noble cause, brother. They are developing something it's going to pay off for mankind.
I hope
We're
so.
going to have generations, Gary, growing up side by side with aliens and learning all the tricks of telepathy, and we're changing from this physical reality to a psychic reality, which we know exists. Here in America, we got 3 different people on TV channeling the dead, and the problem is, I'm a Catholic, and that really is not something that a Catholic is supposed to be endorsing, because it says in the Bible that we're not supposed to be contacting spirits. Well, as I talk to my friends about this in a friendly debate, I say, well, that was like 2,000 years ago, and, the spirit created the flesh, so the way we're going to survive, and we're eventually going to, is back to the spirit. And it turns out, according to metaphysics, we don't have to die to meet God. Now, I totally want to meet God and come back in time for lunch. So I don't know how to do it, and there are places to be avoided. I need to be trained, and these aliens have the mentors ready. And they know that my cup isn't half or is not full. I'm ready to learn. I am one simple man. I'm not an expert on anything. So hopefully one day in our lifetime, and I think it's going to happen soon. I mean, we just had last Friday a major UFO event where these objects, Gary, came right up to the window of this female airline pilot and then took off. And then this astrological guy is trying to say it was meteors. No, meteors do not change course and come right up to your cockpit window and then tip off. And the whole thing was witnessed by another airline who said, no, it wasn't it was things. There was multiple objects. Well, I just happened to have captured 10 objects in a single photo. It's called the Inyaha UFO photo. That's spelled Inaja. And what that means is in Kumaya, it means small tears, because this park, this wonderful scenic trail, it's a route trail, it is dedicated to 11 firefighters who died fighting a fire right there one day before I was born. One day later, I was born. So when I saw this memorial marker there, the day I took my UFO photo, I thought, man, something's going to happen. This is sort of like an omen. Well, it certainly was, and here we are talking about it now. So
now going back to your photo, okay, did you ever have it analyzed? Did anybody try debunking it? I mean, did any experts look at it and say, yeah, this is proof that there's no proof of manipulation or anything in the darkroom or anything?
I should mention that, because the San Diego UFO Society said, I need to talk to MUFON. That's a mutual UFO network, the largest private UFO investigation organization in the world. They're great. So sure enough, they got me in contact with Dr. Bruce McAbee, their naval photo analyst, who I sent the photographs to. And he declared that they were unidentifiable and opaque, which was important because even before Bruce authenticated it for me, I had already linked it to this Kecksburg UFO. So I knew in my heart that these are definitely objects of unknown origin and probably from another planet. They didn't have obvious wings or ailerons. And then I was able to gather the entrance of Channel 8, KFMB, excuse me. And during my interview, they wound up taking the negative and the prints to a professional photographer called Chrome Digital Photo Lab. And they looked at the negative and claimed that it was untouched, unmarked in any way. And that was the good thing about this UFO photo, Gary, is that it's in a 35 millimeter negative embedded. Now, there's a lot of digital fake stuff out there that's easy to do, but you can't embed UFO objects in a negative. Well, sure enough, they actually showed some of the projecting UFOs and artifacts that I have found that are linked to this UFO, which confirms that, sure enough, aliens have been nurturing mankind since the beginning. And this was proven by Columbus. He wrote that he saw these objects come out of the water and hover, these bright lights. And so did Egyptian Pharaoh Tutmosis III. He actually had it written down. And when you see my Facebook page, you can see all these other artifacts and remarkable evidence that I claim may be the signature of God even. So for all of you agnostics like my older brother or non-believers, look at this objectively. And the patterns, they provide logic. This is all about logic. I'm not claiming that something happened that you can't see for yourself. I've never seen a UFO with my own eyes. It was my camera who captured them. I've never been abducted. I don't talk to aliens. I'm as normal a guy as can be. I'm an artist. I'm a retired graphic designer. And it's a good thing I was, because my trained artistic eye has been able to see things that nobody else apparently can notice. For instance, how about a giant famous pyramid that is in fact a purposely designed giant human head? The Pyramid of the Sun in Teotihuacan, Mexico. When I first saw it on inserts of Leonard Nimoy's show, the very first time I saw it, I recognized instantly that it was a giant human head. And I was shocked that Leonard didn't mention it. And to this day, decades later, I'm the only human, apparently, that knows that the Pyramid of the Sun is a giant human head. Now, I invite anybody listening to go to my Facebook page. All you need to do is have a Facebook account. And I would like to thank Mark Zuckerberg and everybody who works for Facebook for providing this wonderful free scrapbook in cyberspace. I really appreciate that. because I had no more room on my bookshelf for any more scrapbooks. But yeah, it's all about good aliens, Gary. I hear your point. Those reptilians, there's some mean guys out there, but they're not in charge, and that's the bottom line. Listen for this. That's my charger bell.
Uh-oh.
Matter of fact, I'll be blowing my charger whistle here come this weekend, too. I don't care if they're not here in San Diego. I'm bolted in, pal.
Oh, wow. So how's this?
You're up in Washington. I understand that. Never mind.
Okay. Well, how's this changed your whole life since 1990, Mike?
Well, I have to tell you, it's a wonderful thing waking up in the morning and having a flashback of all these patterns that I've seen. It's like I really have found what I was looking for as a young boy. This signature, I believe, shows that there is a divine, intelligent presence that has created these fantastic geometric crop circles and has actually made this remarkable image on the moon that's called Mare Serenatus. And when you folks see it, you're going to understand that this may be a signature of aliens who are working for God, and in that regard, prove God exists. As projecting acorn shape. And remember, the projection is 2/3 up the left side. Was also captured on a videotape by a man down in Australia. And I've actually posted that on my Facebook page. Now, after the 2-minute mark in this video, you're going to see exactly what ancient humans have been watching for thousands of years as this acorn shape shows a projection 2/3 up the left side, and it actually flares it. It was like, here, this is the key. Well, this is the same thing on the Nazca lines of Peru. Thanks to Marilyn Bridges' book Markings on page 9 and 27, giant projecting triangles prove that it was aliens who made these lines. And why? Well, they made it because the monkey and the duckling figure each have 7 fingers. Well, we know that the number 7, that's God's number, and he has hidden it within creation. I mean, just off the top of my head, there's 7 interstellar molecules, 7 regions of the visible light spectrum, 7 spectral classes of stars, 7 colors of the rainbow. It goes on and on. Well, I also found, Gary, I believe, the artist who created the Nazca lines, and I found him on a mug from the Mayan era. It's God L, and on his shoulder is a giant hummingbird. Well, guess what else is at Nazca? That's right, 2 giant hummingbirds. So we got the who, the how, and the why of Nazca. That seems pretty obvious to me. But that's another story, but it proves aliens exist, and they want us to know they exist. And that's why they showed up over Phoenix in 1997 in that giant chevron shape. They're coming back, Gary. They're going to cloud the skies with their objects. It's going to happen. I can't wait.
Yeah, and the only thing I'm kind of worried about is if they do really appear in quantity, and how the world governments would take it. I don't know. Part of me tells me, I hate to say it, that there is a government within the government that is working with aliens and has been for many, many years. A good friend of mine who does a monthly, as a guest on my show monthly, Mary Joyce, who runs a UFO reporting center out of Cashiers, North Carolina, swears up and down that there is an underground base in North Carolina that, there's aliens there in that base also working and doing projects with our military. But she said those type of aliens are not the friendly ones. Those are the ones, if you ran into them, you better watch out.
I believe that. Yeah, if they're helping with the military, I don't see how that's benefiting humankind unless it's the technology that is going to help us eventually inhabit interstellar space. But once again, these aliens have gone out of their way, and including the fact that you were talking about the military having aliens. Well, the Pentagon just released the fact that, we spent $22 million on a secret UFO project that is no longer in service, but we did. We had a little UFO project. Well, they should be studying them, Gary, because everybody else is. I mean, China, Russia, they're doing whatever they can because they know not only do UFOs and aliens exist, but they have them, and that's because this is for everybody.